Hey, so today I'm going to just walk through certain parts of this guide I wrote for how to get low latency audio on Linux for OSU. So first, install Manjaro. I'm already on Manjaro. There's plenty of great guides for this, so I'm going to skip over that part. But you can read through this. Pretty good. And then housekeeping after your fresh install. So down here, you're going to see this little update thing. If it's not up to date, which is usually the case right after your fresh install, you're going to see a little red dot on here. You're going to right click on there, and you're going to come up here to updates, and then it'll tell you to update, and in the bottom right you're going to be able to click apply. In this case my system's updated, so I don't have any of those issues. And so once we're updated, we should be ready to go. So our first step here is going to just be to install a bunch of dependencies. Don't worry about what these are, but basically installing these now makes it so that we're not going to run into issues later. So we're going to open the terminal, so you can hit your Windows key, your super key, and you can open terminal like this, or if you're on Manjaro, because Manjaro is very beginner friendly, and I think you should use it. If you are an idiot like me, you can use Control-Alt-T. So then you can paste this command, right? There's 3 ways to paste this. So after you copy it, you can do Control-Shift-V. You can, sorry, so first, okay, I put my password in wrong because I'm dumb. And I already have these installed, so I don't have to proceed, but you can hit Y, go through it, it'll check everything. You can also middle click, or you can right click. You can right click paste, you can also middle click. And those all work for pasting. So next we need to install Wine. So if you're on Arch, you would use Pacman for that. And you'd enable the multi-lib repository, but we're on Manjaro, so we can just use add/remove software, once again using the super key or the Windows key. And we can just search for Wine, and you can see here I already have it installed, but what you would do is you would just click, on here and you could hit install, or you could click this little download button and then hit apply. And then after that you'll have Wine installed. So then our last step is to install PipeWire, and once again I already have PipeWire installed, but what you would do is you'd open the terminal, you'd copy this, paste it, and then follow through with that. Which removes Pulse Audio, the old audio server, and then you want to install this, the new audio server, PipeWire, and you would just copy paste that in. I'm not going to do that because I already have PipeWire running, but that's what you would do. And then after that you would reboot. And now if you want the absolute lowest latency, I don't use this because I have audio stability issues with this, and the difference is already very noticeable without it. But you can use this. So first you're going to open a terminal, you're going to copy this command into it. You're not going to get this prompt to overwrite it because I already have it. But you should just be able to put that in, and then you can copy this next one, which opens Nano, and Nano is a text editor. And so in here, you're going to scroll down until you see this context.modules, and then once you see context.modules, you know you're in the right area. You're going to scroll down even more until you see pulse min rec, and you're going to uncomment that. So you're going to get rid of the hash mark, and you're going to uncomment pulse min quantum. And then the other thing you're going to do is you're going to take these 256s and you're going to turn them into 32s. And then finally, if you want, this is just for posterity, it doesn't actually affect performance, but because 32 over 48,000 would give you 0.67 milliseconds instead of 5, you can change those here. So in order to save this, you would hit Control-O, and then you would hit Enter to save. I'm not going to do that because I don't need this patch, but if you do that, that's how you would do it. And so I'm going to exit with Control-X without saving, but obviously you should save with Control-O beforehand if you do want that. And again, you would reboot after doing that. So then for installing OSU, this is actually the easiest part. What we're going to do is we're going to open terminal again, and we're going to copy paste this. I already have it, so you know. But then we're going to cd into OSU Wine. Normally it would just say git cloning, and then it would you would clone into that directory, and then you would cd into that directory, which is essentially moving into that directory. And then once we're in here, we're going to do sudo./install.sh, and then we're going to type osu-wine. And now when you start it, sometimes you'll get some error messages. In this case I didn't, because I already had some leftover configuration files. But a lot of the times you can run into an error that just says like, oh, we couldn't run the program. Just hit no and it'll work anyway. So now that we have OSU running, beforehand, if you have like multiple monitors or if you have like 144 Hertz, sometimes you'll have issues with your game being locked to 60 Hertz. And so on Manjaro, the way you fix that is you just look for a compositor, and you want to disable this option. So normally it's like this. You want to disable it and then apply. So then if you play it a little bit, once you've had OSU running, you notice that the latency actually feels worse than on Windows, and that's because we haven't applied the audio patch yet. And so the first way to do this is to just go to this folder. You can get to this folder from Poon's Discord, but I just have a hot link to it here. And you're going to want to install. You're going to want to download this file, line 6.14. If you're watching this in the future, you might, it might be newer than 6.14, but that's where we are right now. So you're going to download that. I already have it downloaded. And what you want to do is you want to open a terminal. And what you're going to type is this. Or sorry, first you're going to cd into the downloads folder. So right now we're in the root directory, and we're going to go cd downloads. Right, and this is where the file would be downloaded. And then what we want to do is type ls, and we can do sudo pacman-u, and then wine osu 6.14-1-x86. Right, this is the name of the file that we just downloaded right here. .package.tar.cst, and then we put in our password. And then in this case, I already have it installed, but you would hit Y. And the other option, if you don't want to do that, you can also open your add/remove software, go to preferences here in the top right, and go to third party, and then you would need to enable AUR support. And after you have that, you can search for Wine OSU, and you can just download it like you would any other program. So now what we want to do is put together our working OSU install in this new patched version of Wine. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our terminal, and we're going to put in this command. Once again, in this case, you're not going to get that prompt, but I already have it. And then you're going to do nano osuwine.com. Right. And now you're going to want to come down here, and normally this is commented with this hash mark. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to delete that hash mark. And if you want, you can delete this hash mark as well. But I don't have it deleted because I find that I've run into issues when I do. So after that, we can do Control-O, enter to save, and then Control-X to exit. So then after that, if we want to test this, we can do osu-wine, and you could play them out. OBS doesn't record low latency audio very well, but at this point, you should have low latency audio.
See you next time.
And so now the last few steps here are just for sharing an OSU install between Windows and Linux, because I know this guide is kind of meant for people who don't know what they're doing, and therefore they have they usually come from Windows. They have an old install. So you want to go to your folder where OSU was installed on your old computer. And then you also want to hit Control-T, open a new tab in the File Explorer, and you want to go to your new location. And so with this OSU Wine, you're going to go to Home, and if you don't see these hidden files, what you need to do is hit Control-H, or you can go to this preference and you can enable Show Hidden Files here in the top right. And you're going to go to .local, share, and then look for OSU Wine, OSU, and then here you are. And so I'm just going to do one, because I set this up in a previous. So So normally, this is what it would look like normally, except this would be called skins. And so what you want to do is you want to rename this to skins1 or whatever, and then you go to your old OSU file, old OSU folder, and you're going to take your old skins folder, bring this to OSU, and then when it prompts you here, what you want to do is hit link here. And now you can do this for your songs folder, your OSUDB, your config, all of those. And then if you do that properly, then all of your data should be shared between the two. So then you can run OSU-wine again and test. For me, it doesn't make a difference because neither of those installs actually had anything on it. They were just default installs. The other thing, and I actually should have said this beforehand, is if you have it on a different drive, a lot of the time the partition won't mount automatically. So if you just turn on your computer and then run OSU-wine, the other partition won't be mounted, so it won't know where the symlink is going. And so to fix that, what you want to do is you want to download GNOME disk. Usually this is pre-installed, but if you don't have it, just go to add remove software and just search up GNOME disks. And you're going to just download that there. And then you can search up disks. Select the device that the OSU folder is on. Come down here to additional partition options, edit mount options, and then normally this will be like this. You want to just turn this here and then hit mount at system startup. Hit OK, and then you should be good. And then lastly, OTD. I already have OTD installed, but this one's pretty simple. You want to just run this command in a terminal, and then you're going to open add remove software again. If at this point you haven't enabled AUR support, just to run you back through it again, you want to go to preferences, third party, enable AUR support. From here, you just search up open tablet driver. You install open tablet driver, not open tablet driver.git, just open tablet driver. And then you're going to run these two commands in your terminal. And then a lot of the time you plug in your tablet and it's not working, it's not detected. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just run all of these in succession and then restart your computer, and then your tablet driver should run. So then at that point, everything should be working. If anything isn't, take another look through here, through the guide. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful to at least one person. Thanks for watching.